All right, we're live. It's my morning voice, so we're live. It's morning. Let's see what day it is. Monday, March 23rd, 2020. What a start for 2020. Hello. How you, love? So, I just woke up not that long ago, so I decided I wanted to do a morning podcast and catch up. As you can read in the description of the show, being trapped in the house for a week. And I basically told the parts of what you see in The Shining, the evil twins, the dead ghost wrinkly woman in the bathtub, the ghost bartender. So basically, hot sleepy voice. That's what my voice sounds like when I wake up. I just wake up and start talking. So this week, it's been a long week. Like, it's been, oh boy, it's been crazy. I mean, you got like the mass pandemic, dealing with, by the way, my nose might sound stuffy. I don't have corona, okay? I don't. Honest, it's, I wake up, I sleep with the fan on, by the way. I wake up and my nose is kind of like stuffy and stuff, and I have to do this, and then I'm fine for the rest of the day. So I don't have corona, okay? I don't. But anyway, I was supposed to do the show after I got blood work, and all of a sudden, like, everything closed down. It's like 28 weeks later or something. I forget that zombie movie in the UK. It's not like Shaun of the Dead, where it's like fucking. It's like Shaun of the Dead for me. It's like entertaining and shit. But but everybody's been freaking out, scared shitless. Like, we have Trump on TV every day. We have the Corona update every day. It's like, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. It's like, and you have people who are like forced and told to stay home. It's like, when you tell people to stay home, they're going to be like Jack Nicholson from The fucking Shining. They're going to be crazy. I mean, it got to the point where my dad, who's one person who, by the way, does not give a shit what goes on around him, is freaking out to the point where he prepared this shit to happen. By what I mean is drive all the way to Half Price Books, buy my mom books, bought me comic books, by the way, so I have 3 new books I will read. Not read, but tell you the titles of them. Because he is scared shitless that he's going to be trapped in the house with us. And I went with him because it was entertaining to watch him talk. He actually talked to me throughout the entire fucking car ride about this. He's like, man, I'm scared to death. I was like, we went to the doctor, we got blood work. What if we got corona? I was like, if we had corona, we would have known. We'd be coughing, hacking, flu-like symptoms. We would have known it. He's like, I know, but doctor, he will find anything through blood work. I mean, you saw how he signaled me out. He didn't signal you. The first time we went, he signaled me out. I was eating like a fucking pig. So, I mean, I had changed my diet. I was like, you see little Debbie, you turn into Big Deborah. Little Debbie cakes from Big Deborah. I was like, and he was like scared throughout this entire car ride, and I wish I would have recorded it because it was entertaining. He went, I never seen Yeah, I mean, he wasn't worried. He was like more pissed off because he wasn't worried. He was more pissed that he had to stay in the house because he doesn't like being told what to do. And he got to the point where he blamed Trump, and he's a Trump supporter, but he blamed Trump. I mean, he's not a Trump supporter, but he used to be a Democrat, and he hates the way Democrats are nowadays because it's all about for them. It's about controlling people, and he doesn't like controlling people. He was just like he got into like this rant. It reminded me of the tornado storm of '07. And I will tell the tornado storm of '07, then we'll get to the current time. There was this huge storm where we lived. Like everything was knocked out, power was out. And it was during this time where it was like, it was storming, but it was cold. So a huge storm came. Everything's out. The power's out. And when the power is out, he freaks out because there's no TV. And he freaked out because the power was not back on. It was not like back on. He was just like sitting there. And the night before, I'll get to that. The night before, I was sleeping out on the couch in my room. I mean, I was sleeping out on the couch in the living room because I didn't feel like sleeping in my room because I don't know why. I guess wait, I think it was because our dog Jazzy Marie Boogers, who's a Yorkie, wanted to sleep out in the living room with me, and I slept out in the living room, and Cooper did too. And we were sleeping out there in the living room, and all of a sudden I hear my dad go, I can't sleep. There's no TV on. How can anybody sleep in this house? There's no noise on. Just like, and I was just like, are you alright in there? He goes, no, I'm not alright. There's no TV. So, my mom sends him to the store. He goes to the store. And he comes back. He's like, I was there, I called them. And they said they're fixing it. They're out fixing the storm. The poles and that. It was supposed to be 30 minutes ago they were going to be done. And now they're not. Where the hell did it happen at? He was just like all over the place. And now, this coronavirus, it's not, it's kind of bad for him. He's like, he got books. And he bought books. He bought books from mom because and he bought tea. And he said, like, if there's no new books for her to read or no tea for her, it'll be hell on earth for us all. So, he yells at the TV. He yells at the TV, which is step one of going slowly into a delusional insanity. He called Trump a fake tan dumbass. I don't know what reason, but he did. And he called our governor a fucking idiot, which I can totally agree and back up on that one because a guy who bans George Orwell's 1984 and Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit is a fucking idiot. So, anyway, I was supposed to do the show after I got blood work. And I had 3 blood works done. 3 times. 2 at the same time. 1 a day after. And I'm good, by the way. I'm doing great. Gotta slim down a bit more. I don't know why. I was supposed to get a liver ultrasound done on my liver. I don't know why, but my doctor wanted it done, and it's not done because I had to cancel it due to the virus. So 2 weeks after all this, I will get the ultrasound done on my liver, and my liver's fine. I have no problems or anything. Um, so thankfully for the virus, well, the reason they canceled it was because one of the nurses there had corona, the symptoms of coronavirus, and they don't know if it's spread all over the hospital or what. Um, Hopefully it didn't. I mean, there's people there, elderly people, children, men, women there. So hopefully it's not anywhere. It's just one person had it and it got nowhere else. So right now I am in the house. I am not leaving. I'm not leaving the house. I'm just like, I'm good. I'm staying in. So a lot of things happen throughout this whole week. I've been watching TV. I've been on the internet. I've been talking to my Catwoman. I've been reading some books. I've been writing. I've been writing this Batman. Oddly enough, this Batman zombie story that happened before Corona became a thing. I mean, all over the news. So a lot of things been happening. I seen this stupid CBS ad. We've seen Wonder Woman lead people into singing Imagine, which got a lot of negative feedback involving people saying they're tone deaf, which I can fully agree with. That was the most cringiest thing I have ever seen in my life. Besides the CBS thing where you had all these people who live in these nice houses going like, we are in the house, we're stuck in the house, we're going through the same thing with you. I'm just like, no, there's no fucking way you people are going through the same thing that I'm going through. I mean, my bedroom is probably the size of Gal Gadot's closet. I live in a fucking trailer in a trailer park. You fuckers live in a nice mansion. There are some people who live in apartments. There's people who live in trailers. You fuckers live in a stupid ass mansion. So you and I aren't on the same page of what we're going through. So these people are just like, and the thing is like, like, we're with you. I'm just like, no. And at the end, you have LL Cool J going, I love you all. And I'm like, I don't love any of you fuckers. You people are just, they're stupid. Is basically what I'm saying. And a lot of these people are tone deaf. I mean, a lot of them are. They believe they're like regular people. They're not. They just have more of a bank account. So, a lot of things shut down during that. A lot of people are going unemployed. That's why a lot of them are sort of saying like these celebrities are tone deaf and stuff. And which I agree. I mean, who sings Imagine throughout this? It's a bad choice of music. You know, I mean, you have the lyrics that says, "Imagine there's no heaven or hell." Do these fuckers realize people are dying from this shit? Imagine there's no borders. It's happening everywhere. I mean, the lyrics that start out with this song are distasteful. Singing "There's no heaven or hell." People are dying of this. People all over the world are dying from this. What the fuck were you thinking? What were you thinking throughout this? I got people knocking at my door. Who knocks at my door? 7:55 in the morning. Well, so anyway, I'll be right back. I'm gonna see who the fuck's knocking at my door. Shit. I guess I'll play this song. Alright, I'm back. It was my neighbor. It's like, dude, it's like 7:55 in the morning. Poor guy. He was looking for my dad. My dad's not here. He had to, like... for those who don't know, my dad works as a custodian. He's like the head custodian of a school, and he's in charge of cleaning up. He was actually happy to go to work, which is weird. The place where I work got closed down because of Corona. Not gonna be open for a while, I'll tell you that. It's kind of weird, though. It's kind of sad, though, because it's just like... They're supposed to be building the Catwoman ride, and now they just stopped building it because Corona. So... Anyway... A lot of things closed. GameStop closed. I was at GameStop, actually. I was in GameStop with my dad. My dad was on a weird buying spree. I don't know why. But anyway, I totally forgot this one because it was just like my mind was so much on everything. I loaned my dad $30, which I totally forgot. I loaned him $30 because my mind was on so many other things, like the blood work, the possible ultrasound on my liver, which scared the shit out of me. Him all over the place with Corona. Him buying me 3 books, which I didn't want, but he did. So he gave me $30. He's like, I forgot to give you this $30. I was like, what is it for? He's like, oh, part of that money that, you bailed your sister out of. I was like, oh, totally forgot. He was like, here. I was just like, okay. So I went into GameStop and I bought this cool Batman shirt, which is a variant cover of Detective Comics 1000 by Michael Cho, which is Batman in the 50s. I totally forgot I bought that shirt. I did. It was a cool shirt. So luckily I have money for the trip in Germany. Hopefully I can get to go, man, because this fucking virus, man. But luckily I have the money to
for the Germany trip. Hopefully I could go, because this fucking virus, this corona, it's like everything's closed. Disney World is closed, and I don't give a shit about Disney World. Disney World's closed. Disneyland's closed. Which I'm sure they're happy, because the Star Wars park wasn't doing great. So, anyway, I'll read the 3 books I added to the collection, which has a funny story to it. The Crow Lethen, I think is the name of it. Crow Lethen, which is interesting. I read part of it when I was in the car with him. He was like rambling about the corona. It's an interesting book. It's set like in a circus type thing, freak show. It reminded me of American Horror Story Freak Show, which wasn't a bad season, but the true story to it is more interesting than the show itself. Dark Corridor #1 by Image. I have book 2. I had book 2 to Dark Corridor. I thought I had 1. Sorry, I need to drink something. My voice is kind of dry. I read part of it, and this one I'm surprised he grabbed for me. He said the cover spoke to him. The Flash 750. It's the 2000s variant cover by Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair. I really like this book. I love the cover of it. And the stories in it are really cool. I really love the cover to it. It's a beautiful cover. It's the Flash fighting many of his rogues. The Flash has very iconic rogues, and the TV show, I think, kind of misses it. I haven't watched the show in a while. The last episode I watched was the one where Bill Goldberg appeared in it. I had to watch it because I grew up a WCW fan. Bill Goldberg, is one of the best. Even though I don't agree with him winning the Universal Championship against Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Hopefully the Fiend wins against John Cena, because John Cena's kind of... I'll admit, I miss John Cena. Especially watching WWE with my dad, because he would... He's the same man who I bought a John Cena shirt for and went on this huge rant. And it wasn't like the Hulk Hogan one where I bought the Hulk Hogan shirt. He walked over to the trash can, kept eye contact with me while throwing the shirt in the trash. Instead, with the John Cena shirt, it's like... The biggest thing he hated about it was on the back of it says, "You can't see me." He goes, "How the hell can anyone not see that?" So anyway, it was interesting. Like, WWE went on like no audiences in the show, man. Like SmackDown, the first SmackDown episode was very entertaining because you had Triple H, who kept it entertained and fun. Raw was boring. Steve Austin, who's almost 60 years old, should not wear skinny jeans. For one, it's like, dude, you're fucking old. Don't wear skinny jeans. Alright? Like, no one wears skinny jeans nowadays. So, unless you're Dave Bautista, who's an idiot. I mean, he's not an idiot, but, But, anyway, it was very, like, NXT sucked. AEW was actually entertaining. I actually watched AEW. I was so bored with this virus thing. For television, I had to put on AEW just for the sound of it. And I was like watching it, and I was just like, Brody Lee just showed up. Broken Matt Hardy returned with his broken brilliance. So it was really cool. AEW was actually really entertaining. I actually enjoyed it, even though I said I wasn't going to watch it after the Nyla Rose situation. I actually enjoyed that they brought Brody Lee, formerly Luke Harper, in AEW. Like, I thought it was really cool, and he's like the leader of the Dark Order, which is a great faction, and Evil Uno, and all that. I thought it was really cool, like, and stuff. And I really like the Dark Order. They kind of come off like a comic book group. Like, they remind me of Batman Cult for some odd reason. I don't know why. They remind me of like Batman Cult, and I thought it was really cool. Evil Uno looks like something out of a Batman Rogues Gallery for some odd reason. So I thought it was really cool, and I really dig it. I think that's a fantastic thing what they're doing. And it's really cool that Warner Media is involved in it, and Warner Media is with one of the owners of DC Comics. So it's kind of cool, really interesting. I would love to see them add, like, I know they did like a crossover thing with DC Comics when they first launched. So it was really cool to watch AEW and see them sort of have these people have creativity involved. So during this whole thing, a lot of people like myself been asking. I was in a comic book store with my dad. It's weird though, my dad will talk to people in half-price books, but when it's a comic book store, he does not talk to anybody. I just look around and he's just like, and I'm talking to people in a comic book store, just see how they're doing, like, even through this time of crisis, even though they say you're supposed to keep 6 feet from each other, it doesn't mean you don't have to talk to them. So I was talking to people in there, and I was seeing how they're doing, because comic book shops do get affected by this. Comic book shops are not, company-owned places. They're not like the Walmart. They're not like Target or Target. Half-price books, which I love half-price books, but they are a company. V-Stock, I no longer go there. I was actually at Darkside. I was at Darkside Comics in Chesterfield. I decided to go back there, and I met the new owners. I talked to the new owners and managers of it, and they are great people. So I'm going back there. I'm going back to do my business comics with them. Yeah, I'm not plugging them. I'm just, they're not saying, like, can you sponsor us? I'm just saying, like, I went back to Darkside because when I was in there, they have a lot more comic book stuff. They have a lot of comics, t-shirts and everything, man. It was just really cool. So I'm talking to them. I'm, asking how everything's going for their shops and stuff. And comic book shops are doing delivery. They're delivering comics now. Not delivery, but mailing comics to you. Which they're doing. It's now the new model now. Since this coronavirus thing happened, people can't go in their shops. They have to mail order their comics now. And that's the thing they're doing. When I was talking to them, they were like, we're going to fortunately have to, do curbside shopping, or we're going to have to mail order, and they're doing both now. And what I've heard are, now doing both because the Missouri governor had stores closed. I was at Um, it was funny though. Like my dad decided to go back up there to see if, go back up to Half Price Books out of all places to see if it's true because it's in St. Louis County, and they are. I went with him because he wanted me to get out of the car and go with him. I had to go with him because I had to see if it was true what he was going to do. So I went with him one day, and I covered my face. I covered my face because I was just like, I was trying not to laugh at him. And he went there, and he tried to go inside the store, and a woman, I am not making this up, the woman who was working in the bookstore ran to the door. Just, and I'm thinking, like, this old man is losing it. I swear to God, I have to record him one day. Because he is fucking entertaining just to watch. And the woman's like, no, you can't come into the store, but, the store's closed off, the county and all that. My dad goes, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. And he's just, like, cussing at how fucking stupid the city council and everything is. And she goes, no, you just stay here. Do you got a book you're looking for? He goes, I'm looking for... And he's naming a book that they obviously do not have. And it was a Dean Kootz's one book over the corona prediction thing. I don't know why, but he named off the one book they obviously do not have. And she's like, oh, we don't have it. Do you want to order it? And he goes, oh, like, how long will it take? And she goes, oh, it's going to take this long. He goes, oh, I don't think I could wait that long. And I'm thinking, like, you wasted gas getting up here. and I'm like, you're going to gripe about that later on. And you're going to gripe about that on the way home. And he did. Like, the man griped how stupid everyone's overreacting to everything. This whole virus thing. And stuff. And it was insane just to hear him do that. Just gripe throughout the whole drive home about it. And I just sat there going like, man, I felt like one of those people in the what was it? I felt like one of the people in The Walking Dead. Not The Walking Dead. I felt like one of those people. Better yet, I felt like the person in Cloverfield, where you got bit by the monster, minus your head popping like a zit. I felt like the people in the quarantine. That's the best way to describe it. I felt like them in the movie Quarantine. I just felt like I was close. I felt like I was a disease type thing. Because it's like when you go to a store that's curbside, and I'm thinking like, is Great Clips and Fantastic Sam's Hair Salon going to be doing curbside haircuts or something? I just felt like that. I felt like one of those people just like, man, you're like, you can't go in stores and stuff. It's oddly enough, you get to go into Walmart. And I hate Walmart. I hate going into that store. Because when you go in there, it's just insane. And I'm thinking like, where the fuck are all these people coming from? And stuff. Where are they coming from? And they're buying all the same shit. Meat, eggs, milk, toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenexes. I mean, they're out of dude wipes now. Shit just got real. Dude wipes are gone. Gone. And I saw that, and I was just like, I felt like the sad Indian with the one tear going down my face. Like, they're gone. And stuff. And when I was getting ready to grab it, it was gone. And the one person who grabbed it was a woman. And I wanted to yell, like, you're not a dude. And like, I don't know why they had to, take the dude wipes. So, the entire toilet paper aisle is gone. It's now turned into Easter candy and plastic tubs. Because you're going to need those plastic tubs for all your toilet paper. So, it is a sad day in the toilet paper world. All toilet paper's gone. I wish I would have bought stock at Wall Street for toilet paper. But toilet paper's gone. I mean, there's no toilet paper in Australia for 2 weeks out of toilet paper. They're going to be the shitting in the outback, is what they're going to be doing. So, anyway, let's get to the geek and comic book stuff. Because a lot of things happen in comic books. Especially for Marvel, man. Throughout this whole pandemic. Marvel's been making some moves. Doing some things. I had to open up the bubbly. So, anyway, J.J. Abrams, Henry Abrams, and Sarah Pincelli's Spider-Man is almost 5 months late. I think he's kind of busy doing other stuff now. Anyway, Marvel announced a new Warriors. I've heard about this while away from, while away dealing with stuff. I laughed hysterically at the new Warrior stuff. I thought it was a prank. I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody cracked a joke. I thought somebody hacked Marvel. Marvel's website and social media, releasing this stuff. In their YouTube thing, making a fake video. Some people can make convincing fake videos. But apparently this is real. Marvel recently introduced introduced proteges that will mentor the original New Warriors, an Outlaw spinoff miniseries, one of the new Warriors. They introduce the first ever non-binary superhero, Snowflake. So there's twins, Snowflake and Safe Space. Non-binary superhero that will go by them, so we know what the hell it is. The power will generate individual crystallized snowflake shape shurikens. I don't know what the hell that is. New Warriors writer Danny Kibblesmith told Marvel.com that the term snowflake is used in our culture. The word snowflake is used in our culture right now. Are something fragile, and this character who is turning it into something sharp. So they is a fragile thing, and now they're going to turn a snowflake into a sharp thing. Snowflake's twin, Safe Space, is one of the newest new warriors. Snowflake is a person who's more offensive power, and Safe Space is the person who has more defensive power. The idea is they would mirror each other, complement each other, he added. So Wonder Twins better watch the fuck out. There's new twins on the rise. Alright, let's get to the look of these characters. So Snowflake is blue. I thought a person who's gender non-binary would have non-colors. Like, I thought blue would be like, I mean, when you think of blue, like light blue, you think of a baby boy. You know, when someone has a baby, it's blue, it means it's a boy. If it's pink, it means it's a girl. You think they would have non-binary colors. I don't know what it would be, because I don't know what the fuck it is. You know, but apparently Snowflake is blue. I thought snows were like white. Couldn't white be like a non-binary color? I don't know. So Snowflake is blue. Safe Space is pink. So I take it Safe Space is a dude. He has pink hair, pink outfit, pink knee pads, pink gloves, and pink boots. He's pinky. So Safe Space, I take it as the female twin who is non-binary gender, so they, them, or who. I guess who is termed. I don't know. This is stupid shit. So, I mean, it's stupid shit I would buy just to make fun of it. So, she's blue, so she has blue hair, blue outfit, blue knee pads, blue boots, and blue gloves, so blue. So, I mean, this is as stupid as characters I have ever seen for twins, and I hate the Wonder Twins. I mean, they are stupid characters, even to the point where Teen Titans Go made fun of how stupid they are. These characters take the cake. These are stupid-looking characters. I mean, seriously, if this is like some SJW's badass idea of going like, you know, we're going to take the word Snowflake and Safe Space, and you know what, we're going to make them badasses. You failed. You failed miserably. This is stupid. And I'll probably will buy it. So, they even got pink and blue eyes. That's stupid. You know that? So, these are bad looking characters. So, they're psychic. The psychic, you know what? I'm going to buy this book. My uncle's like a big Marvel fan. After I read it and review it and make fun of it. Sorry about that. Again, I do not have corona. I had to cough. Alright? So, my uncle is a comic book, Marvel Comics fan. He does not like DC. He's not a DC fan. He likes Superman, which is weird. He's not a big Batman fan. He doesn't really care about Batman that much. He likes The Flash. Now he doesn't because he hates the show. But anyway, he's a diehard Marvel fan. He loves Marvel. Like, I'm gonna buy him this book. I'm gonna buy this book. I'm gonna review it and talk about it on the podcast. Then I'm gonna give him this book and be like, "You like Marvel? Here you go." And see what happens. He's probably gonna message me like, "This is the dumbest fucking book I've ever read." The psychic twins are fully aware of their online connections and their code names. Conations. of their code names. They are being superheroes. As a post-ironic meditation on using violence in combat bullying. That's right. When you think of villains, they're bullying. They're bullies. I know, right? Relax, love. We know. Hee hee. I know. I'm just like, I'm making jokes about like, like Marvel. Here you go. That's right. When you think of villains, bullying. They're bullies. This is like the stupidest shit I have ever read. I know, I'm just making jokes about Corona. I coughed. I had to cough because, I had phlegm in my throat and I took a drink. So, I got Lysol. I'll just spray the microphone real quick. So, they're bullying. Yeah. Snowflake and Safe Space are twins. No shit. The writer said. And their names are very similar to Screen Time. Hell's Screen Time. Oh, shit. So they wear the names as a badge of honor. This writer can be more of a cuck. Speaking of Screen Time, let me look at this dude. Huh. So he's Screen Time. Yeah, his jacket. Does anybody know the show Ben 10? I never watched Ben 10, but my nephew, my youngest nephew is like a big, is a fan of Ben 10. The jacket looks like something out of Ben 10, it's white, gray, black trimming, and green. Oh, you watched it? The jacket, if you look at the character of Screen Time, I'll send you a photo of Screen Time. The jacket looks like something out of Ben 10. The outfit too, it just kind of says Ben 10. So Screen Time, this is the one who, alright, this one is very interesting because I don't know what this is. Screen Time, I was going to say Green Time, but Screen Time. His powers involve being connected to the internet. Really? So he's like Brainiac? Or, he's like Brainiac. He's connected to the internet and shit? Okay. After being exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. What the hell is internet gas? Did the internet like shit and fart or something? Like, how does he have internet gas connect? Can anyone explain that to me? Like, what is internet gas? And what happens when the internet farts or something? Like, what is this? What is internet gas? Did like the toxic fumes of like internet toxicity just poof turn into like a gas and hit the kid in the face or something? Like, what? The word Screen Time, this is the writer, that Kibblesmith. The word Screen Time is only ever used in sort of like retrospect senses because we're doing a story about teenage rebellious. Clearly this person does not know teenagers. A lot of the names are about teens fighting against labels that are put on them. So with Screen Time, we like the idea that he has infinite screen time. Oh, boy. This writer sucks. Next is a vampire character titled B Negative. Oh, God. B Negative. he is a living vampire that may have Morbius to thank for turning him into the supernatural character B negative. Exposed to Morbius's blood during a medical emergency as a child. Oh my god. That is the gayest looking vampire I have seen. Oh my god. B negative. B negative. Oh my god. And I was just being negative towards it. So B negative is a goth kid. I don't think goths exist anymore. Do they? I mean, I would respect it if it was like a juggalo, like, you know, that you're kind of like, now you're getting somewhere. Like, if you create like a juggalo type character. But, you know, like, this is just awful. B negative is a goth kid. When he was a baby, he got rogue life-saving blood transfusion, we assume from Michael Morbius. And now he has a very similar look and very similar vampire powers, Kibblesmith revealed. B negative ages like a regular person, or does he? He definitely drinks blood, or does he? But designer artist Lucano Vecchio took a brilliant inspiration from the 90s cartoon and gave B negative the leech suckers that the animated version Morbius had on his palms. That is atrocious looking. I want to sit now through a Marvel editors meeting. I thought I heard something. Who approved this? Who approved this look? Because that is atrocious looking. So, last but certainly not least is the other hero, Trailblazer. Sorry, I looked at the image before I read the bio. Trailblazer. Really, Lilo? Trailblazer. She barks at anything, like random. Like if somebody walks past our house, she'll start barking. Trailblazer, who has a magic backpack that opens to a pocket dimension of infinity and infinity space. Sorry, infinity space. So she's like Dora the Explorer. Trailblazer can pull any object or weapon out of that backpack. Though she has no control over what may come out. This is like the stupidest hero design concept. A magic backpack that opens to dimensions of infinity space that could pull out any object or weapon out of that backpack. That is like that is lazy creative writing. That is and lazy character design concept. A magic backpack. She's a group home. a foster kid who volunteers at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher runs to the rescue, he said. And because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this new outlaw law. Jesus. This is... oh my god. Alright. So, Trailblazer who runs into action is an obese girl with a magic backpack. Now, I love how SJWs paint these characters like they're perfect. They're perfect. Perfect. Nothing can go wrong. They're like a Hallmark Christmas movie. They're like the Hallmark romance Christmas movies and stuff. Like, case in point, the female character of a Hallmark romance Christmas movie, she has the perfect, she's perfect looking, she has the perfect house, the perfect job, the perfect friends who are married and has kids and families, but she doesn't because she has to, she has a career, and she has the perfect job, even though she has a boss who's kind of an asshole, but ends up being her friend and understanding, her life and all that. Or she has the perfect business, and she meets this guy, and she's like, I'm not ready to fall in love because I'm a career-focused person. That's the whole fucking thing about Marvel writing, is that these characters and new designs and stuff, these new characters have to be fucking perfect. They have to be perfect. Can't have no character traits or flaws. They have to be perfect. Like America Chavez. She gets so pissed, she goes back in time and punches Hitler instead of Captain America, because that's how she does it. That's how she hates racism more than Captain America, who's a white man. It has to be that shit. And Marvel is going back into that pot again, the shit pot. Or a toilet. And Marvel, it's like they want to go out of business. They want to go out of business. They want to be coddled and, taken care of by Mickey Mouse. And little they know that movies now of this virus thing, they're going to be affected badly. They're projected to lose $20 billion. Sorry, that was Vin Diesel's last movie. Recent movie. So Disney's going to be the one. Disney's already hit the hardest. Theme parks are closed. Let's see. Black Widow might come out streaming on Disney Plus. And a lot of people don't have Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't want it. I have no interest in seeing Black Widow. I mean, if it was after Avengers, then yeah, maybe. But now it's like I don't really give a shit. So Disney will be the one hit the most by this whole fucking thing and stuff. And they're already talking about Wonder Woman 84 possibly going under the streaming thing as well. So a lot of these films are going to be going on the digital streaming thing. They're going to be pushed out that way because they don't want people can't go to the theaters. They can't risk they can't sit 6 feet apart sit 6 feet apart, away from each other. So it's interesting that this is happening and stuff. So for me, it's crazy and insane. So recently, another company that I never bought a book from. I mean, I did talk about them. Valiant Comics are telling writers to put their pencils down. Heather Antos and Hawkins, Leslie Hawkins, or was it Lazy, whatever. Hawkins is now senior editors at Valiant. So anyway, do I think that... Hold on, typing in something. Here it is. Valiant Comics creators told Pencils Down by bosses closed for a month. Bleeding Cool, of course. Bleeding Cool has been told by several separate and very well connected sources that Valiant Comics creators have been told pencils down by editorial and executives told to stop working on their comic books immediately. That Valiant Comics will be shutting for the next month, rather than editorial work remotely. As a result, creators have been asked not to continue their assignments as there is no way to get paid for it. See, that is the shittiest thing right there. That you don't already have things planned out. They're the ones who did Bloodshot, so that's the one where Vin Diesel is in that film. Is that what it is? It looked like another Vin Diesel film that I easily forget. And looking at the cover of it, it's just like, actors just like, why didn't you cast Channing Tatum to play the character? Why did you cast Vin Diesel of all people? Because when I look at the cover, Bloodshot number 8, the dude looks like Channing Tatum, the hair, and all that. It's like, why didn't you just cast that dude to play Bloodshot? Why did you cast a bald dude like Vin Diesel? I mean, I have nothing against. Vin Diesel's a good actor, I guess. I mean, his best role is Groot, instead of, what is the dude's name? Dom, is that it? Dom, with family. I don't got friends. I got family. Shit, I hate that film. That film was on TV, actually. Like, if you ever want to make somebody drive to the insanity of Jack Nicholson, just put on like Fast and Furious marathon. You'll slowly watch somebody go directly insane. It's fascinating just to watch that. So they're told to put down the pencils at Valiant, not to do further work for their and stuff for their pay. it's shitty on them. I think that you're taking away. I mean, like, the thing is, like, you're gonna be forcing people to push books back, and it's gonna affect comic book shops. It's gonna affect them a lot. That's what you're doing. You're forcing these people to wait and stuff. You're pushing everything back. You know, look at the Fast and Furious 9, Fast 9, A Quiet Place, Black Widow. You're pushing these films back. I mean, Fast and Furious 9. Even the funny thing about it. I mean, it's not funny, but my uncle, who I aggravate because he hates Fast and Furious 9. He hates the Fast and Furious films. I was like, that's sad though. Your favorite film is being pushed back. He goes, what? He goes, Black Widow? I'm like, no, Fast and Furious 9. Oh, who cares? That's the best thing Corona's done. Push that film back. I was like, man, that's kind of rude. He has a dark sense of humor as well. So, but you're pushing Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, I know. Everyone is sad about that. I mean, hopefully the film does come out. They don't push it back a year. It will be extremely heartbreaking. My Catwoman will be. She is crying over that. She's like worried and nervous that the film might not come out. They need to let it out. They need to put the film out. Let everybody see it. Now the Harley Quinn film is coming out digitally early. I don't know why inflict more torture on people, but it is. So, let's see. Walking Dead. Michonne leaves The Walking Dead. Robert Downey Jr. is rumored to be back at Marvel. The Flash movie delayed again. Let's see. Dr. Dolittle coming out video on demand next week. Sonic the Hedgehog will be coming out early for video on demand release. Let's see. Comixology Unlimited free trial is now for 60 days. Aquaman 2 writer talks about Black Manta, Justice League, Zack Snyder, and Trench. Wonder Woman 84 will get a theatrical release, not video on demand. They're going to release this movie on everybody. So, anyway, Michael Shannon considering return at Zod for Supergirl 2. Free Comic Book Day for 2020 has been postponed. China's theaters may reopen with Avengers. Oh my god, they're gonna release. Yeah. So, where do I start, man, with this? This one's kind of interesting. Tom Hanks' son responds to Illuminati coronavirus accusations. Hollywood celebrities doesn't have it that bad. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start with The Flash. That's going to be an annoying one because we all been waiting for that film forever. Literally forever. This film is like the fucking Three Jokers of movies. We've been waiting. The Flash movie's pre-production has been delayed due to the coronavirus scare that's gripping the world. While discussing Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, stunt coordinator Denise Huthart confirms that her next project was supposed to be The Flash, but that it was supposed to be start at the end of April, early May. However, the project's been postponed. It's also said that Fantastic Beasts 3 has also been postponed, which was Ezra Miller's next film. Prior to The Flash, Similar to The Flash, its unknown delay filming will impact Fantastic Beasts 3's release date. I will say this. It's also been coronavirus also caused the filming of Matt Reeves' Batman to stop, and it's currently unknown when things will pick back up again. Let's see. Speculation for Wonder Woman 84 release date was pushed back. At least good news is Warner Brothers confirmed that WW 84 will get a theatrical release date, not video on demand. Shit. Oh, alright. The Flash movie was included to the current release of July 1st, 2022. It's also, the director recently said that it would be an adaptation of Flashpoint, not exactly like the comic book storyline. The Flash movie would be different versions of Flashpoint than you're expecting. I want to talk about this one. The director of recently did the It movies, previously not expect a horror movie. I want to say this one. Rumors also offered a female Reverse Flash and a female Mirror Master. I don't want to see Mirror Master in it. And I don't want to see a female Reverse Flash. Like, if there's one actor that I want to see play Reverse Flash, Matthew McConaughey. Alright. That's who I want to see play Reverse Flash. I want to talk about the Flash real quick, if that's alright. It's been a while, so we're going to go over an hour and 30. So, Reverse Flash, I want to see Matthew McConaughey in it. Okay, if we're going to do Flashpoint, if it's not going to be like the storyline in the comics, write out Thomas Wayne Batman. Alright, just write out that version. I don't want to see Flashpoint Batman. I'm already tired of him. He was in Rebirth. Tired of him. Done with Flashpoint Batman, Thomas Wayne. Bring in Jay Garrick into this. Alright, you're gonna have the Flash in it. You might as well have Jay Garrick, the Flash, the original OG Flash of the Golden Age. So, I want to see Tom Hanks play Jay Garrick. If you're going to get an iconic Flash like that, and you're going to get an iconic actor, Tom Hanks would be perfect as Jay Garrick the Flash, in my opinion. Yeah. That's who I want to see. It's like, if you're going to get... Ezra Miller is a great actor. So you need to get, like, actors and actresses that can elevate his performance. Why not get Matthew McConaughey as the Reverse Flash and get Tom Hanks as Jay Garrick, the Flash? Why not? And if you're going to get Mirror Master, you need to get somebody who... And I know a lot of people are like, well, what's wrong with a female actress playing Mirror Master? It's like, there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't want to see the idea of, like, you're getting a comedy actress playing it. I don't want to see Jane Lynch play Mirror Master. That is a stupid thing. That is a stupid, idiotic choice. Okay? I don't give a shit that she was in Glee. Who the fuck cares about Glee? Glee was an overrated show. Alright?
You're gonna get
play that character. Mind you, the character is great, Get somebody who is, really good at acting. Instead of somebody who you feel like is phoning it in and stuff. Like, if I had to choose somebody who would play Mirror Master, I would get Richard Brake. Like, that dude was a good actor. That dude's a good actor. He's great in 31 as Doomhead. Like, if you ever watch it, you're like, where the fuck was this dude playing the Joker? Why wasn't this dude as the Joker? Like, Richard Brake is a good actor. He played Joe Chill in Batman Begins, for those who don't know. But man, him as Doomhead, man. Like if I had to make a Batman movie, Richard Brake would play the Joker. Like that dude is scary as shit in 31, man. As Doomhead. Like I'm not making this up. Like he looks into the camera, given the scene, and I swear to you, I don't think the dude blinks. He just looks right into the camera throughout the scene, like talking, and it is scary shit. It's like a point of view of like the victim looking at the killer. This dude does not blink. I believe he does not blink throughout this scene. It is scary. Like, this dude would be great as the Joker. Like, if you ever want a horror movie type Joker, that's the dude. Like, I know a lot of people say William Dafoe, which I love William Dafoe. He's one of my favorite actors. He was awesome in Spider-Man. Like, he was the perfect Norman Osborn. I know a lot of people want to see him as Joker, but anytime I look at him, I think, like, it's Norman Osborn. Like, he played it so iconically. I wish they would have done a lot with, like, I mean, like, a lot of people always say Joker's, like, horrible, like, the most sadistic, horrible individual in comics. Norman Osborn kind of takes the cake for it, because he kills Peter Parker's girlfriend, Gwen Stacy, but also Peter Parker finds out that Gwen Stacy and Norman Osborn had a thing and had an affair while she was in London, and she got pregnant by him, and he killed her. He killed her and her and his baby. Like, Norman Osborn's a piece of shit. Like, a lot of people always say, like, Joker did it worse, but it's like, no, Norman Osborn takes the cake. He takes the whole fucking cake in the Joker's piece, because he not only did that, but man, he just, like, ruined Peter Parker's life. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, it was a crazy comic. You know? So, like, I wish they kind of did that with, you know, with Spider-Man. Like, William Dafoe, man, he would have played the scummiest, evil version of Norman Osborn if they went with that direction. But it, you know, I was happy they brought him back for, like, Spider-Man 2 and 3 as, like, the flashback, you know, stuff. But, oh, man, they could have done a lot with him. But it aggravated me with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, a lot of people want to see Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man. I really don't. Like, a lot of people liked him as Spider-Man. I didn't. You know, like, I don't know why they want to bring him back. Like, he would be boring. He was a very boring Spider-Man. I know a lot of people love him because he was, like, charismatic and, you know, exciting as... It's like, no, he was just boring. You know, like, that's the thing about it. Like, I don't really care for the Tom Holland Spider-Man one, but, you know, I don't know why, you know. I sound like an old, cranky old man. He's like, that ain't my Spider-Man. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. But yeah, if they had to cast, like, if I had to do casting for, like, Mirror Master, I would get Richard Brake. He'd be great. You know, it's kind of like Alfred. Like, I always thought Derek Jacobi would be great as Alfred. Yeah. Kind of wish they would do that with Batman for Titans. Like, they would get Alfred and stuff, like, you know. But anyway, I don't know. Let's see. See what's happening on TV. Oh. talk about that real quick. Uh, talk about while we're at it. Watch the actress who played Michonne.
Black Panther. Actress Donare Gurria has announced that she's leaving The Walking Dead. That sucks, man. Sean's like a fan favorite, and good news is that AMC decided not to kill off the fan favorite character, which if they did, man, that'd be like a lot of riots. I mean, a lot of people are pissed when they killed Rick off in The Walking Dead. Andrew Lincoln's character, who's supposed to be starring in his own Walking Dead movie. And there's also, if I was them, I would have like, we're gonna have Michonne in the film as well. I haven't watched Walking Dead.
Watched it since season 3, I think. I think it was season 4. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it, and I don't think it's a good time to watch it. It literally feels like The Walking Dead. Minus the zombies, man. Like, minus that. Like, I think it's interesting, and sad at the same time that Michonne's leaving, because she's a really great character.
The Walking Dead was so epic. Like, literally epic. Like, all you saw was, like, the silhouette of Michonne with her 2 zombies. She has, like, on a chain. She cut off their head and their mouth where they can't bite and stuff. And all you see is, like, if I remember correctly, like, and she wheels out her sword. And you're like, oh shit, Michonne's coming.
And I'm thinking, like, that was so epic. Not epic as Negan arriving. Negan's awesome. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's awesome.
Negan. It's
kind of
fan. It's Negan. Glenn, try to warn her. But man, it was and stuff. But I mean, Negan was a bastard when he came in the show. Man, he killed Ranger, and he killed off the Glenn, the Chinese dude. Yeah, it was just like it was insane when it happened. It was like people couldn't believe it. It was funny though how people just like blew up Twitter and everybody was angry over it. It was just like it was gonna happen. Like you read the comics, it was gonna happen and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I think I think now, like since the comic book's over, I think Walking Dead should end. Like I mean, like they got now they're getting 2 spinoffs. Like they got Fear of the Walking Dead and the other Walking Dead show. I totally forgot. I think it's at that point where they should just end it. Like they should just be done with the show and be done with with the Walking Dead. Because I mean, they went far as they could go with it. I mean, God bless them. They went far. But, you have, you had Rick. Rick was like the whole show. It was, you're watching, um, and his son, trying to protect everybody in his life, his wife, his son. The wife becomes pregnant. The wife dies giving birth. Then he has this son, and he has this daughter, baby daughter, and he has to protect them, and he has to protect his group, and he's trying to hold everything together, and that's what a great drama of the show is. And now you lost that dynamic. You lost Carl.
That's literally what it is. Like, I think it's
Carl. And I hated Carl. On the couch, and he's sitting on the roof with a 10-gallon hat eating a can of peaches. So anyway, they lost that. They lost the dynamic. I know. Errol, I think is the name, and stuff. But Rick was like the whole show. He was the draw that got you into Walking Dead, and now you lost that, and you lost Carl, and Carl died before Rick, and now it's like there's no draw to the show. There's no reason to see the show. There's no reason to watch the show. Because Rick was a great character. Like, you sympathized with him, you rooted for him.
Yeah, Rick was a dipshit. And got people in war and stuff with like the governor, like who was a great character. He deserved to die though, but it's one of those things for me. Like that's why I don't watch the show anymore. I think that's right. I don't watch it. It was after the governor. But for me, it was just like there's no point of watching it anymore. Like I just have no interest in watching the show. And I remember they did.
Got glitchy voice. So, I think it's my microphone is causing problems and stuff. A new mic. For me, I fixed. So, for me, I remember they did the Alien show, Falling Skies. I tried watching that and I just couldn't get in. I felt like I could do better. But for me, I feel like Walking Dead kind of is reaching that point of like there's no draw for the show to watch anymore. Like, I mean, I like the show the way it is. It's fun. It's I have no reason to watch the show and stuff. So, anyway, let's look at other. I'm gonna look up the Phantoms and Monsters. The whole time I have not got to see what's going on with them and stuff. I'm surprised I have not had any posts about encounters and stuff. Oh my god. Alright, I found a story. I want to read it. If that's alright. Do you have enough time to read it? Look. Yeah, I've got plenty of time. I got jokes in and. Oh boy. You ready for this one? Here's this story. Southeast U.S. residents report a large, naked woman creates havoc. A Southeast U.S. resident has a very bizarre activity on his property. stating a large naked woman has been causing havoc for him and his neighbors over the past several weeks.
Oh my god. Alright. Let me get a drink.
Count.
Alrighty. Let's read the story. I am excited. I recently came across the following account. To begin, I am not crazy. It's good to know to get that out of the way. Nor am I hallucinating. I am not selling anything. Good to know. So you don't have to buy anything. I wasn't having no interest in buying it. I've been experiencing because once you say, like, I'm lighting up my pipe, immediately in my mind I'm thinking, like, is this dude high? Or is, just before the sunrise. That morning I was outside with my cup of tea just before dawn. Where do you live? Are you living in England, the countryside of England, or are you living in the rural areas of the U.S.? U.S. residents, so yeah. Where the hell do you live, dude? Are you in Amish country? I was thumbing a bowl of my tobacco in my pipe. Oh, okay. Good. For a second, I was kind of concerned. I heard a shuffling towards the pine trees on the edge of my property. The back of my house faces the edge of thick lot of short pine trees. I see critters running out of it all the time. I assumed the noise was an armadillo or something. But when I look up, I saw the look of an obese woman with saggy breasts. Shit. Okay. And if I saw, as he described it, an obese looking woman with saggy breasts, I'd be like, damn. What the? Alright. When I look up and I saw I love it how he writes is so casual. It's so casual, like it's a regular occurrence. Alright. With saggy breasts, but her head was kind of odd. What looked kind of odd. With a lump on the shoulders. Very small without hair. And features like a typical head. I immediately knew it wasn't an animal of any sorts. So I set my things down on the patio table and called out to her. There was just enough light from the floodlights of my house to see a large bare bottom turn away and run away. I could very easily hear the thumping sound of feet in the pine. Where? What the hell was this dude doing? Why would you call out to that? I called the police right then and there and told them what I seen. I wish they had the call recording so I could hear this. Oh my god. I told them what I saw. The county deputies responded within 29 minutes later and they secured my entire property and searched around the edge of the pine trees for an hour. I recalled what I seen, giving them every detail that I could remember. I wish I could read the reports on that. A huge woman with saggy breasts and a lump. And a bare bottom running away. This is like the stupidest shit I've ever read. I love it.
Every detail I can remember. None of us could come up with any explanations, as I know all my closest neighbors personally, since I only have two, and a lot of pine trees itself, 20 acres, connects the stretch of grassland where the closest humans would be whoever is on the interstate. I urged them to search the pines, convinced there was a naked woman running around in there.
Methadone and other harsh drugs are not unknown where I live. So you must live where methamphetamine and other harsh drugs are not unknown where I live. So you must live where I live. I guess, I don't know. In other years of living in the region, I've seen my share of crazed addicts. Deputies told me they couldn't search just then, and that they would need help. They filed a report and told me to go inside and lock my doors. I did so. I retrieved my pistol from my bedroom and stuck it in my waistband. Oh my god.
Oh shit. Around 1 p.m., a lot of deputies came knocking, and I walked them exactly where I seen the person. The two of them hung back with me while the others went into the pines and looked around. They spent half an hour in there before they came back with no evidence or explanations. They were very helpful. They didn't sound very concerned. Eventually they left, scanning around my backyard a bit too. I told my sister and close friends about the incident, and all speculated for a while about it. Every morning since then, when I went out in the morning to smoke, my eyes were fixed on the pines. They wanted to see the naked woman again. I didn't see anything of the ordinary. I was up late one night. Typically, I fall asleep in my chair. Dude, where the hell do you live? You sound like you live in the old times. I usually fall asleep in my chair around 9 p.m. You must live in the old country times. As I was getting up in years, I didn't have the stamina I once had. I did not write this, by the way. For those who want to know, you can read it on the website phantomsandmonsters.com. I did not write this story, even though this would be a great movie. Titled The Old Man and the Naked Woman of the Pines. So, I didn't have the stamina I once had, but one night I was entertaining guests and I made them a pot of strong coffee. So I couldn't sleep. I normally am a tea drinker, so I'm somewhat sensitive to coffee strength. Around 1 a.m., and my friends left around an hour before. I cleaned up a bit, stepped out back with a glass of wine to have before bed smoke. I turned the lights on. I stepped out and immediately saw that fat woman again.
Oh my god.
A great movie. I don't know why. I kind of want to make this movie. If I would ever write a screenplay and make a movie, this would be it. This would be the perfect movie. It'd be like an art house film. The Old Man and the Naked Woman of the Pines. A film by Josh Seven. That should be the title of this thing. If I ever want to get like people like attention, that would be it. This time I could see her. Who is knocking at my door? Like, who keeps knocking at my door? Damn. Trying to host the show here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Damn, it was my neighbor again. Like, my other neighbor.
So, anyway, this time, alright, let's see, this time I saw her, alright, this time he saw her much better. When the dim light hit her body, she moved like a dog. But if it suffered an injury, a natural loop for an animal, but not a human. I could see her face this time. It looked like she didn't have a nose. Her head was entirely too small for her large body. She looped into the pines. But this time, I ran towards her fast as my legs could carry me. I had a very large cartilage left in my knees, so it wasn't very fast. I heard her shuffling away into the pines just as I reached the tree line. Then I called the police. They said they were on their way. I went back inside and turned on the outside lights. I grabbed a flashlight and my pistol. I told them everything I seen, and again everything I seen before. This time they went in deep into the pines. I could see their flashlights flickering around. They finally came back and said they couldn't find anything. They advised me again to lock my doors and keep my gun close at hand. After the police left, it was almost 3 a.m. I went inside. My cat Augustus was growling at the back window. His tail was twice as normal size, and it was in a fit mood. He was in a fit mood. I decided to try to nap in my big chair, hoping my cat would join me. As we both were too nervous, I saw, just before falling asleep, Augustus was growling loudly again, slapping at the small window. I turned the lamp on, a full glimpse, half a face of the large woman. I knew it was her immediately. Her face has holes where a nose should be, swollen lips. Her eyes dark brown all over, not like normal eyes. I got up and yelled, pointing my pistol at her. She turned and ran. I saw her scramble away through the window. Then went out to the patio door and turned the lights on. And I could see better. Her breasts were swinging. What the? At the mass of her body and ran towards the pines. I opened the door and fired 2 shots towards the pines. I had no desire to harm her, but I wanted to put fear in her. I was armed and done playing around. I'm not a young man, and I live alone with a faithful cat and several guns. What the fuck? I know, right? This would be a great film. I called the police, only this time I went to their office and speak to a detective. She was more than helpful, and said they would that they would patrol the area regularly, and that if someone was running around, they would catch her. This was in January. I didn't have any problems except for my guard cat and I being able to sleep very well at night. I haven't seen her since then, but I know in my heart now she isn't really a woman, but something else. It's been 3 weeks. Sorry. It's been 3 weeks since I've heard from the police about this. I lately have been feeling that she is still out there. Augustus and me are ready if she comes back. Come back though. He is much braver than I am, and I'm thinking about moving away. Oh boy, here's other stories. Oh, this is an update. The 4th of this month. I am 64, I live alone, but living with Augustus definitely feels more like a roommate than a pet. That is true, though. I mean, my cat isn't really a pet, she's more like a daughter. Pain in the neck one, but yeah. Yeah. That is very true about cats. Yes, I have gone into the pines several times since the last incident, but I didn't find anything strange. I even asked a friend of mine to accompany me once, but we don't go far before the wind and rain pick up. I have no sons, only a daughter who lives in Iowa with her husband and my granddaughter. I want to see... one thing I wish was that this dude would make like a YouTube channel, just like keep updates and stuff. Alright, here's another one, the 17th. Tonight, one of my neighbors came by the house, the closest of the two from me. I don't want to say any names, because he's a genuine guy. I like him a lot. And I have known him for a few years, and I trust him. I'm going to talk to him more later today. My neighbor went on asking if I heard any screamings and a loud thud coming from the pines. Sparrow. I said I hadn't, and told him I've been listening to music on my laptop most of the evening. I haven't heard anything anyway. I mentioned that my cat has been darting around and might have been him hearing those noises, but both my neighbors know about what happened to me. I went directly to their door and told them about it. I wanted to tell them to be aware, and now my neighbor is hearing what he describes definitely human screams and thuds that sound like trees falling, but without the snapping sounds of branches. I told him to load a gun and keep an ear out for anything else. Me and Augustus have gotten comfortable now in the living room, but we don't take chances anymore. I'm going to talk to my neighbor more, including the farthest neighbor, later today. Oh boy. Here's another one. Then we'll wrap up the podcast. Here's what happened today. I was very late. This is the dude updating. This is the 17th of this month. I hope there's another one coming up pretty soon. Maybe him and a naked woman talks. Oh boy. Here's what happened today. I was very late listening to music. God, he sounds like he has a very boring life. He should do a YouTube channel. Just saying, Another tool I was using was settling my nerves. I don't sleep in my bedroom anymore. I started sleeping on the couch, or in my big chair. So when Wayne knocked on my door, who the hell's Wayne? At 1 a.m., asking if I heard screamings or loud thuds, I told him I hadn't, because I've been listening to music, and I had not looked at my phone he said he tried to call me a bunch, but saw my lights were on. He came over. I told him to load a gun and sleep lightly. I did the same because it was strange to see Wayne so late. So Wayne owns a building materials business. He's an early riser like me. God, they sound like Western people. I slept for 6 hours and got up to make some breakfast and feed Augustus. This sounds like out of the Wild West, I'm just saying. Wayne called me not that long after, saying that the police had been to our far neighbor's house, and that they were all in the fields and the pines. Wayne had not slept and had breakfast, so I invited him to eat. So he invited me to eat breakfast. I crossed the giant grass that separates our property. And I could see the police in the field walking around. Over breakfast, Wayne called our neighbors again and asked if we could stop by. He said he wanted to talk to us. Our farthest neighbor is younger, a man in his 30s. He's a good, no-nonsense fella. It made hard stuff. Made hard of stuff. He looked really tired, shaken. When Wayne and I got there, he and his girlfriend were dozing off. When they were startled by a shrill scream and thrashing at their back door. He said it was like a giant fish flopping on the door. Horrible screaming. Their door, it was something awful. There was a major damage to it, deep gash and mud. They said the thrashing at the back stopped when, for a quiet minute, he was getting up, getting dressed to investigate. Something slammed itself against their bedroom window, screaming at the glass. His poor girlfriend described it as a throat scream that could have come from a man or a woman. Sorry, I had a burp. They were very shaken, but were putting on a brave face. He grabbed a shotgun and ran outside immediately. He said he heard the screaming getting farther away. Along the edge of the pines towards Wayne's property, he couldn't see anything. Deputies were still walking around outside. We're walking around outside for a few of them I recognized. Sure enough, the detective I spoke with kept her word, and that they were patrolling closely all this time. So they arrived fairly quickly. My neighbor said that the loud thuds that Wayne heard could not be explained. And at the hike through the Pines Explorer, the deputies had a long talk with my far neighbor's property, and at the end they believed that the animals were possibly involved or mischief from other people. I think in the tone of them, they suspected that Wayne or myself were playing a prank on them. They didn't directly accuse us. They left us and advised us to find someone sneaking around our properties. So basically, they don't know what it is. So this was an interesting story, and I hope that the Phantoms and Monsters page do keep tabs and updates on it, because this was like a really interesting story. So anyway, we're wrapping up the podcast. So yeah, it's a long morning podcast, almost 2 hours. Damn, longest show ever. So anyway, yeah, I've been keeping tabs on things while we were on a week break from what happened and stuff. So we might do a morning show tomorrow. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening lately. So anyway, I guess I'll be back tomorrow, I think. I don't know. So anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow.